Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to review MAD and INTZ. I started doing it and then I went on a very big tangent and started talking shit for very long. Let's get into the game. Let's focus on it and just look at what's happening in front of us. I'm not going to interact with chat much. Bard ban. Volibear I didn't understand. Like, why on earth are banning Volibear? What a piece of shit of a champion, especially at this level of play. Like, you need to snowball super hard with him, and snowballing hasn't been the name of the game. Here, obviously, Orianna was very high prio. I like the pick. Humanoid probably like even started this. Wait, Frost said Supermassive would smash TL. What the fuck? Well, I feel like I'm getting the flack of a lot of other casters' predictions, and that's coming back to me. When I think I've been fair, I've been wrong, but I've been fair. You know? So, okay, we like the Orianna pick, we like the Senna pick. Set was a big staple of Shinny. Shinny Bang. Ezreal, and then we have, of course, the Graves. Let's just continue all the way. Still don't understand the Volibear ban, LeBlanc ban, and there we go. Kog'Maw gets locked in, which is fine into Orianna, but I think there was an easy solution here, right? We spoke about it at great length before. I just fucking lock in Malphite Gragas for a free win, but they chose not to. I think Gragas support is giga OP. Watch your Worlds, Gragas support is going to be monster. Supports that play Gragas are going to have an advantage. I think it's a very, very juicy champion. Juicy champion. Juicy champion. You know, like, I get a lot of my NA information from talking to players that actively practice in NA, right? For example, I speak a lot with Jizuke, or I speak with other players that are in North America. I think this is pretty head-on, right, in terms of information. How would you build Gragas support? Just fucking cap your cooldown reduction. So they went for Tam Coco, which is okay. Just save Kog'Maw, it's fine. So as I said, just fucking lock in Malphite Gragas, and I think it would have been a free win. Malphite Orianna, simplicity, simplicity over anything. Which draft would you favor? I think in a world where a better team is playing blue side draft, I would lean towards blue. But I think Kog'Maw is a very good champion. What's it called? I think Kog'Maw is a champion that is easy to pull off wins against because it's tough to deal with as a champion. It's just that if we look at in Mad Lions' lens, picking Wukong against Camille is a skill matchup, and you don't want to have any skill matchups. Why is Graves strong? Well, he doesn't get countered. He doesn't have like big counters in terms of jungle. He can do well always. He synergizes with a lot of meta champions, and he can cover for their weaknesses because these meta champions are usually strong theme fighters like Orianna or Ornn. So that makes Graves very neat. He has good clear speed. He has different itemization options, and his smoke screen is a very strong ability. Why teams are picking Rennek into Ornn? I think if you're a very high level team, maybe you can with the right pieces in the other roles, but in play-ins you shouldn't. The conversation of, like, I know we've all been swept away by the craziness of play-ins, but I think this format is pretty bad. I think this format is pretty terrible. That's pretty terrible. Like, this format made us drunk on results. It made us drunk on simple, like a game. You know, a game changed our perception about everything so fast. And I think it wasn't fair at all the way it played out, you know? It was so crazy to be, like, we were almost in a position where Unicorns of Love, you know, got 2-2, right? And so forth. Like, it was very close. It's format made for upsets, yeah, honestly. Not a fan of a bunch of best of ones. The thing is, it is a single round robin, so much craziness can happen, right? So much craziness can happen. Like, I genuinely don't think, and of course, I don't want to be that guy who takes things away from teams that are now in the position that they are in, because they deserve it. But rolling the dice, it becomes very, very coin flippy, you know? Yeah, in terms of viewership, it's super hype, right? This is the most fun play-ins that we've ever had ever, right? Super, super fun. I guess everything will be decided in best of fives, but the way the best of fives are looking now, like it's fucking mad, no? It's fucking mad. Like the way the bracket is looking, it's really crazy to me. Like the way the bracket looks now with the strength of teams, like I think these three teams are so much worse than these three teams. Like these three teams. But what was wild about the play-ins too was like one game, you lose one game, win one game, it just changed how much you were in the standings so much. Like this is pretty crazy. Like I get it. You play best of fives and the true better team is going to show. But best of ones are fucking crazy, man. LGD are so happy. Yeah. There's still a world where Mad Lions and LGD get through and we'll forget this play-ins ever happened. Anyhow, let's continue with the game. So the way this needs to be approached, right, is Graves or Oriana need to be very oppressive when it comes to attacking Kog. I think Doran's ring start on Koba is not so good because you actually lose your AD. Having AD as your adaptive early with corrupting honestly makes you a menace in trades. You get phase rush and you chase after the enemy and you'll be very, very happy. I didn't understand too much Shadow starting blue. I feel like you can find more activity level 1 with this champion against Set. Like he's doing full clear into bottom side. It was kind of odd to me. It's weird to me as well that MV actually manages to get the push prior here. I think Oriana should have contested it harder so Graves can actually secure double crab because this is something that should have happened. Here as well, Graves wasted some time. Shinny's already ahead in the jungle, and being ahead with Set into Graves is kind of strange. Would you be on Brazilian team? Help us get through play-ins? Maybe. Should he have bought Col? I think that's maybe overkill. I think Corrupting Potion is very nice on Kog. Through my experimentation, I played maybe 15-20 Kog'Maw games. When after Caps picked it, I was like, I need to understand this. So I just knocked some games out. Let's continue. Shadow Crab, like Set and Graves being in such an equal state is kind of strange. Like Set even jungled faster because Graves is starting topside. It was very awkward. Like there could even be a world where Shinny stays around topside and also beats the Gromp. And the fact that Graves path into bottom side into the Senna Tam side instead of into top kind of screws over Wukong because Wukong had to respect Set for so long. And the moment Camille already has such an advantage, it's already going to stack up. Like Graves starting top side, pathing into bot, and you have Wukong top. That's why, like, I feel like the players in the game in Mad Lions, when I was watching it, I was like, maybe they realized that top is not performing so well, so you path into bot. But then why is not everyone in alignment because you're picking Wukong? I need to wake up at fucking 5 tomorrow, man. That is mental. What's up with that, man? No, I have to wake up at 4. I have to wake up at 4, actually. I have to wake up at 4. Sorry, I was wrong. I have to be there 5:30. And it takes me 40 minutes. It takes me 40 minutes to get here. My eyes are burning from the thought. And it's most likely gonna be 5 games. It's probably gonna be 10 games. Yeah. Anyhow, let's take a look at what we missed. Graves based went to Grump. Set is clearing. Jungle is even. Camille had a better base than Wukong. Do you want the actual thread flaming you? No, I'm good, man. I'll just pretend. It's okay. We're done with that. Strange to see, very, very big bot cap. I couldn't really tie myself together with the Leona blind here. I didn't like it too much. Like, Tam is okay into it. Like, Tam Senna is a decent lane. But I guess they're just picking Leona for the sake of the game. Like, because when you pick Ezreal into Senna already, you don't really focus on the matchup. Very cool play from INTZ. This is what they were doing in CBLOL most of the time. This is what I was excited about. They're very good at roaming into mid, and I think they showed a good time. I'm gonna be honest. What I do while I am looking at the game is I play RuneScape to stay awake. So I'm like burying bones and shit. What do you mean? Why is it disrespectful to have an opinion? Like, I put myself in a position where I make predictions, and I don't think, like at the same time, like you say that as a 4th seed means something, right? Riashi. You say, and I'm a EU fan, as if that validates what you're saying at all. Or if we're going to use this type of analysis, right? Team Liquid was the 3rd seed. Team Liquid was the 3rd seed from a region that is worse than LEC historically. Is that analysis? Like, it's not analysis, right? It's not really analysis, right? But let's not sidetrack. So here, like, Shinny's pathing just made more sense. They path into top side, isolated Wukong, path into mid to save that matchup. Because INTZ don't want to 2v2 on mid. 2v2 on mid is very weak. He wants to use the Camille, use him to come into mid, and then you have a 3v3 that is better for you, right? Always, if you have weaker 2v2 mid, you want to use your side lanes and then move into mid to support the mid laner. Because if you try to dive, the enemy mid laner will be fast. So this is very dangerous. No, I accepted very early on that my predictions are not going to be like always in the first stages of play. It is very hard to predict. Very, very tough to predict, especially in the circumstances we're in. It is unbelievably difficult to predict everything perfect, if not impossible to predict everything perfect. There are so many variables that I can't account for. Stage fright, how they handle the quarantine with COVID, how they're handling the food in China. Like, there's so many different variables that are crazy. And if anything, I should have appreciated that experience more, but I didn't even realize that they're playing on stage. I didn't realize that they're going to play on an actual stage. I had no idea that was going to happen. And I probably should have just researched this, because this, if I look back at how we could have predicted Mad Lion's performance better, is going back to when everything shifted to online. What was the level before that? Did they continue to grow online? And then maybe that make such an assessment of that they are playing on stage, and we don't know how that's going to work, right? That could be something that you considered. Well, but it's such a wonky thing to look at, you know? Yeah. And now, in hindsight, it's easy to point out that Mad Lions did better online, right? Because I heard rumors that Mad Lions were actually doing well in scrims. With just rumors, you know? I heard rumors they were doing well in scrims. That obviously is going to affect my view of them a little bit too. But yeah, scrims also don't need to mean much. I just didn't realize that they're going to play on stages. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I was presenting my information that this is like a really, really wild situation. But looking at the game state now, like the game state right now is Camille is ahead, which is super beneficial because any advantage Camille gets in such a matchup is going to get blown out of proportion, especially with the itemization. Like Wukong is going for Tiamat, but Tiamat, we've had this conversation, doesn't give that much stats, and Camille is going to reach Trinity Force so much earlier. Pay attention in this game how much faster Camille gets Trinity Force in contrast to the Wukong that just never, like almost never, gets, you know, a goddamn Trinity Force. So it's a Gucci timeout. So even here Wukong is behind, but you could say that he's in even heavier gold sync because of this. Like there's some champions like, for example, Shen. When you buy Tiamat, you know it's leading somewhere. Titanic Hydra is a fantastic item on Shen. Sometimes when I read while I'm talking. That's when I begin to repeat words. I notice now that I've began to repeat words very often, but when I'm reading something while talking, I'm just stuck. I think if Team Liquid went for something very straightforward, like they've drafted all along, it would have been very easy for them. I had to beat INTZ. Well, to be fair, this Wukong got ganked and pressured by the set a lot. Like the Graves and the Orianna don't know what they're doing. Like in such a game, Graves and Orianna need to pressure into top. They need to really, really pressure into top. Like not pressuring into top is the mistake here. And then Oroma is just getting ganked. And what kind of pressure is Mad Lions actually producing? Like to be fair, with all of the hate that Orome got, like here, set has been top 4 times already, and Graves hasn't accomplished anything. And the Herald is being used as well. Like it is not an ideal situation. That's a flash. That's a kill. Alright. Because in Mad Lions' draft, you just focus on 2v2 mid, leaving pressure dive onto the cog. Very straightforward for you, Orianna and Graves. 2v2 mid is so much better. And then with that in mind, just use that pressure to take over topside. Start invading Raptors, start invading Golems, red, and give pressure to Wukong. Don't start blue on Graves here. Like if you pick a skill matchup and a matchup that is so shifted by gold, then like you need to play for it. You just have to commit. Like this is half-assed. Like Graves pathing into bottom and there's Ezreal Leona into Senatam. Like you're picking Ezreal Leona. Like you're picking Ezreal Leona not to win lane. Kaiser for sure has been very disappointing because I put him fifth. I put him fifth in my top list, and he's been non-existent. Non-existent as a player. Like that is the biggest analytical mistake I feel like I made putting him fifth. And I understand more now about the whole Core JJ conversation. But Core JJ was an honorable mention for me. DC Pulu, do you did? Can you stop spamming this, brother? I saw it. Like even looking at the CS state is just. Like we're looking at the CS state of Graves and Set and just the impact on top matchup and Kog'Maw state. Like this is very winning for INTZ. Very, very winning. This is super winning. And now you see also one of the issues with Tiamat is that this Trinity Force is never coming. When is this Trinity Force coming? Like this Trinity Force, you know, he's rushing down the stairs on Christmas morning, and he's opening up the gift. He remembers the conversation from 2 weeks ago with his mother. He's like, oh, she asked, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas, Orome? What do you want for Christmas? Santa knows that you've been very nice, Orome. I want a Trinity Force. I want a Trinity Force. And then he rushes down. He knows. He trusts his mother. He's going to get a Trinity Force. Opens it up. It's a set. And he says, surprise, motherfucker. Here's a Tiamat. And then the mother comes down. Who's that? Rom asks. It's your uncle. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so the lane state right now is always in bruiser matchups like this. Like Wukong has to commit to the wave to even walk, right? So even now, Camille can start doing things like freezing and putting Wukong in a very, very awkward position. Orianna has an advantage, but Kog'Maw is still in a relatively good state. Senna and Tam have had prior the entire time on bottom side, and Tam has had a lot of time to walk into mid. Envy looked pretty awkward on Kog, I'm not gonna lie. And Shinny was just so much better in this early game with Set, and the CS was same. So I repeat to all of you that want to learn about this is that you need to play through the 2v2 mid and then spread that pressure into the sides. And it's important with Graves and Orianna to push and look to invade. Like the gameplay should have looked very similar to Team Liquid versus Legacy round 1, where they fought on mid, they fight on mid, and then they walk into top side. But I wanted to highlight as well here, because I noticed that we missed it. The move here that they did to commit into mid was so goddamn beautiful. Like here, like this is lovely, man. This is a very, very high level what INTZ did here. Very, very high level. Like Tay ahead is a very intelligent player, I think. Very intelligent player. The amount of pressure he does into mid. This is not something that you see some of the best teams even do. They use the tempo and then looked at the state of the game. They noticed they caught Orianna in a bad rotation and they just straight up took a mid tower at 14 minutes. when they have the ones when they have the Kog'Maw mid. Very, very nice move. Very nice move. You can notice on Wukong's movement that he's not pushing too fast because he wants, breathing room. But then Tay just walks into mid, pressures dive, Orianna's running away, Graves is nowhere to be found, and then boom, the mid tower is gone. Very, very high level play. This is why I had high hopes when it came to INTZ, because they did some very intelligent things. But they really dropped the ball when it came to the preparation, honestly. How much of that was because of Camille, though? Yeah, it was everything because of Camille. That was all Camille. And still, Wukong is in the same boat of problems. Humanoid, really, really hard carried. Really, really hard carried Mad Lions. Monster hard carried. Because here I was worried about Humanoid because I thought he was once again just in that mindset where he needs something to happen. But this turned out to be a kill. Very good distance control and read here. The ignite lands from Kaiser and he dies. Very important kill. You need to get on the board as soon as possible when you're playing against a Kog'Maw. I think INTZ have a good Playins comp, but not a good Worlds comp. I think blue side with a better team, blue side should win every time. I think. Red side with the worst team, with worse teams, INTZ have options. I noticed as well that Envy stacked his Archangel very slowly. Still, like we spoke about the Trinity Force, like the Trinity Force is nowhere to be found still. How do you think Mad Lions fare in Group D, assuming they make it out of play-ins? I think their matches against FlyQuest are going to be competitive in the current form they are in. But I rate FlyQuest as the weakest out of the three teams coming out of North America. I put Team Liquid second. And looking at playoffs in North America, I think there's an argument for anyone taking that because it was very close. But I think TSM have a very high ceiling because I'm excited about Spica and Björksen 2v2 mid. Happy about Mad Lions not giving up any kills here. At least they're giving it up. But Camille is getting bigger and bigger. Very, very big. Yeah, Spica has high potential, right? Like Brox has been really, really good on. Brox has been really, really good at Graves, right? But what comes next, right? That's a big question, and that's the problem with some of the veteran junglers that they are very intelligent, but they suffer in the champion pool department, and that's the question mark when it comes to Broxa. While Spica, he plays most champions. That in itself is exciting. Like, even if you're not prepared to play it, you just fucking lock it in here. Like, it's similar to Zoom in the finals against Top Esports. He didn't look ready at all to play Malphite. He did a bunch of random shit. He missed ults, but the champion was so goddamn good in that spot that it just didn't matter. It just didn't matter at all. Here, I didn't like that Envy went for a Banshee's Bobo. Like, maybe he just wants to dodge Leona ultimate, but you have Tom. You have Tom Coco, so it's not too bad. Here, when it comes to the Dragons, it's understandable that INTZ give them up. They have all the time in the world, and Wukong is hard committing all the way when it's happening anyway, so Camille is just climbing ahead. Opinion on Humanoid so far, I think he did pretty good. I think there was this Zoe game when they played against Supermassive that was pretty terrible. Zoom was reading the abilities when he joined the game. Yeah, like they just did it, man. And that's a fucking final in LPL. I think bad Kog'Maw players need rallies. Good Kog'Maw players can go death cap. Kog'Maw AP scalings get pretty dirty. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Zoe, not Kog'Maw scalings. So this one is very nice, 70%. This also scales with 1% per 100 AP. E is 50%. This is an AoE ability that's very easy to land. And then here, 35, which is pretty decent. And then it's doubled against enemies, 40%. So that makes it 70% in some cases. Oh, actually, no, sorry. It's 52. I just want to make sure patch history. I believe patch history. What's patch history? Contents show. What's patch history? Here we go. Patch history. 10.18 health. So his damage remained the same. All right. Holy, I thought it was Thorin here at the end. All right. I was like, Thorin on the right broadcast? Okay. Let's play it. Let's roll it. Wukong still no Trinity Force. So this was one of those moments where I was quite impressed with Shinny. So this was very nice, right? Like Shinny, like this is a very, very high level play, right? To find this position. The best thing you could have done is to avoid the sweepers, to hug the left wall, right? That could be like an improvement in this position. But the fact that he finds himself here is very good. And then Kazi kind of ran it down because he's not on TeamSpeak. Or someone is not calling or something. We don't know. I'm just joking around. And then Kazi is very low HP and almost gets snapped. Like this could be a dead Kazi. And then where is Kog'Maw's ultimate here on the root? Because the root lands here, right? Oh, okay, they actually comboed. So this was a very, very good fight. Like sure, if you get the perfect engage, you can go. But in most cases, you don't want to engage. Here, INTZ, I think they could continue the siege if they wanted to, because they have Senna healing with Manamune. I didn't like the Black Cleaver purchase too much. I think you can just stay on distance, but I assume you just bought Black Cleaver about for the HP. Yesterday on stream, we figured out that, well, not we figured out, but we learned that Black Cleaver, like Senna's autos, applies to Black Cleaver stacks, because her passive on her basic attack counts as an on-hit effect, so that's cool. Still, compare Camille and Wukong items. Like Camille is farming side so much more than the Wukong, while Orianna is farming both sides. It's like they are accepting Orianna, you're gonna carry, fuck Wukong, man. PETA is not gonna be happy about our treatment of monkeys, but that's what it is. I feel like here, why does Shinny not go? Because here, Shinny, Hex Flash, the E is used. Is that no? But he just runs it. Very strange. Very strange. As he was dead. Feel like Shinny like walked bad. Here, imagine a world where set by Solari. Solari would have been so good against this Oriana that is doing everything, that is everything in her power to carry the game. Solari would have been beautiful as a buy. Very disappointing it didn't land. Where is the Solari, man? Next Drake is spawning. This will put Mad Lions on Soul Point, but we have Kog'Maw still on 2 core and he's buying Banshee, so is he really going to be 2 core? Yeah. To be fair, guys, I know that Roma has had a pretty bad performance, but this game, with the champion choice into Camille and with how his jungler played, he was not set up to succeed. It is unfair in this one to say that Orome ran it. Maybe if he's calling to Big Wukong, then he ran it, but Gray's pathing into bottom side is Giga Troll. Shinny was just pathing into top over and over, and every time he was there, he found some value. So it was very tragic. Who played better, Orome or Shadow? Honestly, this game, it's a fucking tough call, man. This is some of the weakest gameplay that we've seen. Who is better, Orome or Finn? I think Finn is better. I just think this is not the right game to shit on Orome for, because this game he wasn't set up to succeed at all. So yeah, it was a constant issue and a struggle that INTZ refused to make their fights go long, right? The fights need to go longer. Thoughts on Wukong and Camille matchup? I think Camille is OP because she's good against almost all champions. Shadow wasn't bad this game. That's untrue, man. I think here, like already now, his pathing choices were just not good. We're just not so good. Like what did Graves do this game besides killing jungle camps? Yeah, Finn seems to be aware of his weaknesses, yeah. And at the same time, what's it called? Trying to find the right word. Finn against Orome, when they played, Finn was obviously the better player from a best of 5 that we saw. Yeah, picked Aatrox and then proceed to lose against Shen. This was a bit of a cocktail for many reasons. Do you think playing teams will have better grasp of the meta? No, probably worse. Probably worse. I think worse. Here from Humanoids play, like they survived. Like Humanoids, like this was probably one of his bigger mistakes this time around. And then slows are super good. You see how much Senna gets move speed here when they get slowed. Approach velocity doing wonders. And then Orome trying to do his best to peel them, but Envy with the flash. Boom. Yone has no chance of hitting a Worlds. Set saved Oriana, by the way, pulling her out to Senna ult, but she died anyway, no? Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, you're right. I don't know, a humanoid refused to flash, though. I don't think it's a great team player. I don't think there's anything spectacular about Rome. Cyan is viable. This was such a big deal, right? When you have the comp with the Kog and you win a fight, it matters so much. You get the Ocean. You're very, very happy about it because it delays the game further. The more the game gets delayed, the better it is. A very important thing that I felt like INTZ missed is just Senna should stop farming, man. Senna should stop farming. Just make sure that you just pick up souls, right? You pick up souls. You have a high chance when any other people take the minions. Let's just let Kog'Maw take everything. Don't let Set farm. Don't let Senna farm. Kog'Maw needs to eat everything. Really, really. I'm not even kidding. Camille can eat side, but Kog'Maw should farm 2 lanes and all jungle. Oriana still in a very, very good state this game. She had good control over the side lanes, and that's it. Here, I said that before was probably the biggest mistake of Humanoid, but actually this was the biggest mistake of Humanoid. I don't know why Oriana is bot. Oriana has no TP, which is very, very silly that they are trading side like this. Like, let's take a step back to check the tempo that they landed on. Camille is pushing top, and then they're walking into bottom side, take their blue, deny Kog'Maw of blue. Camille gets a full tower. Camille is monster fed. Camille should be split pushing this entire game, but Camille without the TP is at least on the right side of the map. Oriana with no TP is on the wrong side of the map. This is the Oriana with most of the gold, and Oriana kept pushing and starts moving now, when the Nash is half HP. So that one is rough. And there we go. Very nice play here from Tay. Very nice play from Tay. And after this Nash, it's completely winning. I think, obviously, Oriana shouldn't be bottom. You can send send Wukong into bottom and let Oriana catch or something like that. Camille is a problem. Of course, Camille is a problem. She's reached mega breaking point. So she's level 16. She's going to finish 3 core now. She's monster fed. Camille is going to have TP open. And now, like, Camille should be able to, like, win the game alone on split. And it's going to force Mad Lions to force very awkwardly. There's no Soul Drake. INTZ have Baron. This game should be 100% won. This should be 100% over. Camille TP, Camille Gigafed. INTZ just give more farm to Envy though. Give more farm. Not sure what Tay is doing here. No one's showing a mid. Like, you need to time your pressure equally. And he's just doing golems. It was a smart play from Mad Lions, though. I'll give him that. I think Bwipo is good. Bwipo is good. Camille needs nerf, yeah. This Champions kit is too good. Doesn't have any weaknesses. Yeah, buy GA and then it gets popped. Not sure why Envy is buying Elixir at this point. He's still sitting on Dark Seal. Like, this man needs to get items because this Oriana is so far ahead. And Envy definitely need to farm a lot more. Yeah, the cleaver is very silly. It's not like the enemy has so much armor, but I think he just bought it for HP. But I think he doesn't need to. I think LGD is much better than what they're playing so far. Like, what they're playing so far is trash. Literal trash. Whippo knows how to win games from top, man. Very, very smart. Like, he's a very smart player. Itemizes well. And plays most of the time without a jungler. Plays most of the time with a jungler. So this was... Yeah, what on earth is happening? This was... This is... What on earth, man? Like, why are they so far, man? Like, they can win the game, man. They can win the game. Tay just kept dying. Just kept dying. Look how strong Senna and Kog are now. Kog'Maw's level 16. Can Camille jungle? She needs to get a kill level 2 or FF. Was Banshee goodbye here? I don't think so. You're literally a fucking American sniper. You are super far away, man. And a sniper doesn't have a fucking, plated shield on his back to carry around, to block. Isn't Camille counted by Renekton early? Yeah, Camille has losing lanes. But so does Ornn. Ornn has losing lanes. Like, if Envy's items were death cap and building towards voids or something like that, it would have been better. I don't like this Banshee. Cooler reduction is not that exciting on Kog'Maw as a stat either. No, you have a Tom, you shouldn't be worried about CC. And anyway, like, your ult range is longer than Leona range. How is anyone gonna reach you? And anyway, like, getting Banshee when the enemy has almost full AD, like, it's so pointless. Banshee doesn't do anything. Banshee doesn't do anything against Orianna, right? And now, like, look how much, like, Humanoid is just farming on site. He's just chilling, farming on site. The fact that Camille used TP, Camille died twice, it's really, really disaster. The set Warmock's armor is worse than the Banshee. Like, why is he refusing to get a Solari? Solari would have been so nice. He shouldn't want to have MR. Like, why does Kog need MR? Orianna's monster fed. Like, here she can, like, now she begins to be able to one-shot everyone. Like, Orianna has 700 AP. I don't know if she has Elixir, but this Orianna is monster strong. His itemization is super beautiful. Like, you reach this point with Orianna, it's like you are erect, man. And this Orianna took every farm that Wukong was supposed to have. And Shinny was pathing into topside perma. So really, like I get that you can flame Orome, but this game he wasn't set up to succeed. I think not good pick. Enemy set pathing at the top over and over, and yeah, it just was too hard. Why are they engaging? Why is Camille running head first into the enemy? Camille is cosplaying a mall fight, man. It was why? Like, look how much damage Orianna is doing. Okay. Just running it down, man. This was really, really intense. Everyone loves Fiora. Like every time, at least 5 people ask me about Fiora. Fiora's too slow, man. Fiora is just a shit Camille, man. Yeah, like he just. This looked like Camille. She was on a timer at 35. She's gonna lose her dress, her glass shoes, her pumpkin thing that drove her to the ballet. Like at 35, she's gonna lose all that, and she's just had to go for a coin flip. Like it's very, very, very strange. She had a raid. Yeah, definitely, she had a raid. Webcam kind of high. The thing is, I'm sitting like an absolute monk. Do you think Maokai Sign will be played? Yeah, I think Maokai can be picked into Ornn if you need a tonk. I don't know how they pick champions. I don't know how Mad Lions draft. I don't know if they just flip a coin and then they choose. I don't know if Mac chooses. I don't know. We don't know on the inside. Maybe he chooses everything. Isn't Warmog a bad item on set? I've already discussed this. But yeah, like obviously INTZ shouldn't be running it down. Like it's rough. I think INTZ did a lot of intelligent things here, and I think they played better than Mad Lions in this game. Really, 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 really. Like Wukong is better against this comp than Jax. What does Jax really do here? Don't fucking advertise your fucking accounts here. Get lost. Fucking clown. Even when Jax was banned, like I would ban Malphite, bro. Malphite should have been the ban. I would be so fucking scared of Malphite. Yeah, INTZ should have won this game the moment they got Nash. But now Mad Lions have Ocean. And Ocean is very good against poke teams. I hope you guys know that. Look how much Ocean heals. You guys see this shit? Look at Ocean, okay? This is Wukong. Ocean, Ocean, Ocean. Jesus, man. Holy. That is just lost, man. And too little farm landed on this Cog, and Envy was not a good Kog'Maw. Envy is a great Brazilian player, but his Kog'Maw was not good, and I'm sorry to say that. Look at the Ocean, guys. What are your predictions for the best of fives? You can check them out on YouTube. Anyhow, guys, that's it for today's stream. Thank you so much for subscriptions. I